Hey guys, Jeff Wolf, president and founder of Iconic Auctions. And as they say, sometimes big things come in small packages. So is the case with this in my hand. If you are a Beatles collector, you are looking for an exceptional piece with a wonderful association to the Beatles' legacy. I've got it right here for you. It's in my hands. This is a official Parlophone Records promotional card of the Beatles. Now it showcases a photograph of the Beatles that was taken approximately January 1963. This is some of the first photography you see of the group collectively. In fact, the photographer that took this photo was the same photographer that took the images of the band on their first album, Please Please Me. So I be ready. I've got tons of Beatle trivia and tie-ins for you on this one. So you have the photographer that took the Please Please Me photos, took this photo. This is the original incarnation of the promo photo. They just did little cards back then. Obviously, as the Beatles got more prominent, so did the pictures, but you got a nice, beautiful photo of the Fab Four here. Now, of course, photo's nice and all, but this is where it really catches you. Backside, all four have beautifully signed this card. You have it written to Diana, lots of love from the Beatles. Signed Paul McCartney. He's the one that did the handwritten note, and Paul wrote, sorry we couldn't be there to see you," is something he also notated on there, which I'll get to in a minute. You've got beautiful early signatures from Ringo Starr, John Lennon, and of course you got George Harrison up there along with Paul. Now, we're gonna dig into the meat of this thing, okay? Please Please Me comes out in March of 1963. Just a couple weeks later, actually, to be exact, April 7th, 1963. The boys were playing the Savoy Ballroom. And if that name sounds familiar, Savoy, of course, tie-in number one, we have, the Beatles have that song, Savoy Truffle. They're playing at the Savoy Ballroom. Of course, at this point, they weren't quite playing stadiums yet. You're talking about venues, or maybe there's a couple hundred fans. They're still burgeoning young musicians. This is signed there at the Savoy Ballroom. They were actually going to do this because Paul McCartney's aunt, his Aunt Betty and his Uncle Mike, owned a pub on the Isle of Wight, okay? Now, they were John and the Beatles and Paul and the Beatles were supposed to go over and be at the pub, and this young gal, Diana, was supposed to meet them, but unfortunately, things changed. They had to get back. She wasn't able to meet them, so Betty got a card signed for Diana, this card here. The card comes with a letter of provenance from Diana, who explains all the details about it, so really cool. Now, a few things here. Aunt Betty owned the pub. It was in Ryde on the Isle of Wight, okay? A couple references here. When the Beatles wrote the song Ticket to Ride, they changed the name of, or the wording, the verbiage of Ryde from R-Y-D-E, which is the name of the location, to R-I-D-E. But it's an ode to a time back when the boys, early on, when they first met, they used to hitchhike down to the Isle of Wight to Ryde to go visit Betty and Mike and hang out at the pub and drink. Secondly, it being on the Isle of Wight, Paul name checks the Isle of Wight in the song When I'm 64. So another reference to things there. So lots of references to Beatles history, and most importantly, look at these exceptional signatures. I mean, they have not been graded, but man, oh man, I would say, overall, I would rate these a solid 9, if not better. Exceptional example, so it checks all the boxes with this one. You've got quality. It's an exceptionally well-preserved condition. A lot of times with these things, They've been handled, they've been folded, they've been crinkled, just a little wear along the edges, nothing significant. And then you've got exceptional signature quality. Another key point here, there's no beer stains or anything like that, or lipstick stains, as sometimes you see on these things. They've been around at this point 60 years. So you'll see a lot of wear and tear on them. In this case, not the case. This thing is in exceptional condition. And of course, desirability, it's the Beatles. You can't get any more desirable if you're looking for rare music piece. So last but certainly not least, it checks all the boxes for provenance. We have a letter of provenance from Miss Diana herself. We have a letter of authenticity from Trax. And last but certainly not least, we have a full letter of authenticity from Beckett Authentication Services. Again, this was a mouthful, but certainly lots of great Beatle references and tie-ins to the history of the band, the early history of the band. From the very beginning, this is a prime example of signatures from the first couple months that the band really started to take off, and you really couldn't find a finer example. Make sure to check it out. It's in our auction that's going to be closing this Saturday. Go ahead and register and get in your bids now at iconicauctions.com.